Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your in-service. When your school district contacted me and asked if I would be one of the presenters this morning, I really jumped at the opportunity. I was an educator before I took my current position, and I love the energy that a room full of teachers gives off, so I am really happy to be here today. And I'm trying an experiment that you get to be a part of. The presentation I am about to give usually runs about 3 hours. However, I understand that you have 2 full days of listening to presenters, to your district school policies, and to prepare for the students who are coming next week. So I have managed to cut this presentation down to about 15 minutes. Oh, there's the response I was looking for. I can tell by your body language and facial expressions that you are happy and relieved, and that you could probably give me your attention for 15 minutes. Well, that is great to hear, and it's a great segue into who I am and what I do. My name is Elise Rowe, and as I said, I was a teacher. For about 20 years, I taught middle school and high school and college, and I have been for the last 5 years working as a communication consultant. And I really do love my job, and I love that I still get to influence students by speaking with groups like you. I am representing Talk Inc., Talking and Listening Kindly, including nonverbal communication. And this is exactly what I want to speak about today, just reminding all of us that the messages we send every day to our students, regardless of our content area, are extremely strong, whether any words are coming out of our mouths or not. As you know, I am here to discuss nonverbal communication with you today, and this is just remembering that we send a message whether we are using any words or not, as I just said, but I'm not going to be able to stress that enough during this presentation. We hear the term nonverbal communication a lot, but exactly what is it? Well, communication researchers Burgoon and Baku say that more than 60% of our communication is nonverbal. Nonverbal communication is any message we relay that does not include our words. It is the posture that you assume when you walk into a classroom. It's that sigh that we give to that student who is asking another question. You know exactly who I'm talking about. It's the smile in our voice when we're having a good day or when we're relaxed. And it's that stare that our mothers gave us when we were younger that lets us know that what we're doing is not acceptable, and not a word had to pass her lips, and we knew we better knock it off. For the next few minutes, I would like to discuss some elements of nonverbal communication, and I found this information in Gryson Skinner's 7th edition of Mastering Public Speaking. This is not an exhaustive list. It can't be in 15 minutes, so I'm going to go over just a few of the key important points. As a matter of fact, a lot of this is even going to help you with your classroom management. And I know that when I was teaching, I could use all the help I could get. Any little tip. First of all, rate and pause. Rate is simply how quickly you are speaking. You don't want to speak too quickly. It's hard to listen when you're speaking fast, and you sound nervous and rushed. On the other hand, if you talk too slow, you sound a little lazy and unintelligent, so you want to find a very nice balance there. Pause. People are very uncomfortable with pauses, with silence. Totally underrated. If you stop, yep, those of you who already had started to lose interest, I got your eyes back up here. Your students are going to wonder why you're not talking. And the ones who have really zoned out will be wondering if you called on them and if they missed something. So you will get your class's attention back. You will also have them hanging on your every word if you stop every once in a while because they'll think you're withholding some wonderful, surprising, mysterious information. So just stop talking every once in a while. It'll help you to slow down, you'll collect your thoughts, you'll get the attention back of your students. Volume is simply whether we're talking loudly or softly. And what I have found worked really well for me was not yelling. I would find the volume of my class and bring it down a notch. If I spoke in a tone that was just a little softer than what they could hear, I found I got their attention much quicker because several students would understand, oh, she's giving us instructions, we need to listen, and they would actually tell their classmates to settle down and be quiet. Pitch and inflection is vital when you're trying to make information interesting, and I know from personal experience that not everyone is passionate about grammar, if you can believe it. So if you can add some expression, some highs, some lows, some happiness, some tragedy, you will be able to make your lectures more interesting. Your appearance and your posture says more about you immediately than anything else you do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying that we are judged by our first impressions. If we look put together, our clothes match, our hair is combed, our shoulders are squared, and we walk confidently, people will assume that we're confident, that we're leaders, that we know what we're doing, even if we don't. So always look professional and well put together. Facial expressions. Your words, your tone, your gestures, and your face should all match. If you're saying something pleasant, smile at your audience. If you are relaying some serious information, have a serious look on your face. But have your face match your words. Because if you're saying something pleasant, but your face looks grumpy, your students are going to pick up on that grumpiness, and that is the part of the message that they will remember. Eye contact, critical. Keeps your audience engaged, helps you to look confident, and you're able to keep tabs on what's going on around your room. And the last thing I'm going to touch on today is movement and gestures. If you are not used to moving around your classroom, you should incorporate that into your teaching. Walk up and down the aisles. Students will wonder where you're going. They'll sit up straighter. You won't have as many comic books or doodling behind the textbooks. And when you gesture, you really add emphasis and interest to what it is that you're talking about. Okay, up next I have two versions of the same story. The story you're about to hear is true. The names have not been changed to protect the innocent. And you will clearly see that the narrator is me. In the first portion, I relay a story using as little nonverbal communication as I can. Now, we can't not communicate. So even though I try to be non-interactive, I think you'll still pick up on more than just my words. So let's watch this first